10,910 pounds. This is a big one, an Eagle 330 RSTS here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Don't call it an ultralight. It is not made with the idea of being small. It's not made with the idea of being light. It is made with the idea of being the closest thing to a fifth wheel a travel trailer can get, which is appropriately why I refer to these things as flat deck fifth wheels. If you are looking for an awesome destination liver, seasonal type camper, something like that, but maybe you've got a hitch in your giddy up and you don't want to go up and down a bunch of stairs, this is your get out of jail free card right here. You are not going to feel like you're settling. You are going to be very happy with what you find. Like the 321 RSTS, fifth wheel sister to this, you've got opposing super slides and an island. And naturally, if you pop around the corner here, you see that, yeah, we're not going to get to too much in transit. But the thing is, you can reach the bedroom, you can reach the bathroom, and you can still reach the refrigerator and half of the dining area. So it gives you, like, this is definitely a destination trailer. This is not something intended really at all to be super functional in transit. But it can do just enough to get you from here to there. Like if you're a snowbird, sunbird, you tend to full time, or you just do seasonal camping and you just got to get it from here to there. If you need to stop, you can do so. And even with those rear shades drawn, those basically blackout shades, because I've got some harsh morning sun billowing in through those rear windows here, between the farmhouse decor and the amazing lighting package that we have here, I mean, you can have all the shades drawn all the time, and it always feels light, bright, warm, and welcoming in here. Now, if this whole white and gray modern farmhouse thing is not your jam, don't worry. There's still the brown on brown American tradition. We try to bring some of this floor plan in both ways here at Haylett RV, but when it came time to film the updates, this happened to be the one that landed today. Now, there's some very different things going on here in Eagle travel trailers. I've used the phrase, and I'll continue to use the phrase, flat deck fifth wheel, because this is a rare instance of a part-for-part trailer versus fifth wheel sister match. Like there's the Eagle fifth wheels, and the fifth wheel sister of this is the 321 RSTS. Now, if you start looking through, you start to see the same things. The whisper ducted air system, the dimmer switch lighting, and plenty of it. The 6.5 foot tall slide outs. These are things not usually found in travel trailers. They're fifth wheel items. But because Eagles are exceptionally tall, measuring 7'3" to the ceiling panel, as opposed to a more common 6.5 or 6'9", they are 6 to 9 inches taller, which gives them the ability to have fifth wheel slides, to have fifth wheel entertainment, fifth wheel refrigerator potential. Speaking of which, what we are looking at here today is the 4-door gas and electric auto changeover refrigerator. Again, we try to build this one a number of ways for a number of folks. It is possible that we will have one in stock with the residential refrigerator, which includes the 1,000-watt inverter. So, as always, double check our website, contact our team to see what we have in stock and how it's built, and does it do the thing that you're wanting it to do. Now, one of the more recent updates, and one of the few really major updates that you'll see, there's only a couple major things that have changed here on these Eagles, is the swap over from One Control to BM Pro. Now, it's still a touchpad. You can do your lights, your slides, your awnings. Anything you can do off this pad, you can actually do right off your phone. And what's cool about that is that also includes your climate controls. So if you're laying in bed and you get too hot at night, you don't even have to get out of bed. If you hear the awning whipping around in the wind, you don't even have to put on pants. You know, it's simple and easy. It's about as simple and easy as it gets. And what made it even simple and easier is the fact that you still just have a button to control all of your lights right here. You don't have to use the touchpad. You don't have to use the touchpad for your awnings either, or your slides, or your jacks. You can still control all of that stuff right here. And it's actually really cool how they give you those, the quick access features right there. Now, this is pre-wired for roof solar. Behind this little sticker, it even says this is your template, basically. If you want to put roof solar on this RV, that's where the wiring would go for the charge controller. Now, you have a direct-facing entertainment center here. Like, this is the same living room, basically, from a 32 RLTS Jayco Pinnacle giant luxury fifth wheel, but adapted here to a travel trailer. And that's what's cool about this. We've actually had some clients who didn't want to go up and down their Pinnacle stairs anymore. They traded the Pinnacle that they bought here at Haylett RV for an Eagle 330 RSTS because it was the only trailer they could find on a flat deck where they didn't feel like they were sacrificing build quality or important features. Now obviously that TV can swing out. It's a big high-def TV. It can swing out to face pretty much anywhere you want on a double-jointed swing arm. Naturally, down below we have our electric space heating fireplace. Both sides of the sofa also have both USB and household outlets. If I get up here close, you can see those. So both side stands also have a sealed edge press countertop. Very friendly if you leave a drink there and it starts to sweat a little bit. You can just wipe up the little water ring, you're good to go. And the other thing that does for us is it makes us not just kid-friendly, but even adult guest-friendly, even for CPAP users with those basically side stands. So whether it's grandkids for a weekend, or if you have some adult friends come over, you're having a good time, maybe somebody has one too many things to drink and you don't want them driving home in an unsafe scenario. You've got a decent spot here. Someone could spend the weekend pretty comfortably. This is basically the same layout as the Montana fifth wheel that Mr. Haylett had used for a long time. My wife and I spent a weekend on the rear hide-a-bed, while my daughter used the power theater recliner seat that remains unobstructed over here that lies nearly flat. We got through the weekend just fine. So it's a couple's coach, but it has space for 3, 4, 5 total people, depending on who they are, what size they are, and how young and bendy their bones might still be. Now, I mentioned the phrase power theater recliner, and at the time I was referencing Mr. Haylett's Montana, but that phrase also applies here to this Eagle. These are power theater reclining seats, and in those little silver buttons where your controls are located, there's also a set of USB outlets. So not just the rear sofa. Anywhere that you're really going to sit, you have the ability to keep, like, devices charged up, you know. Now right here, again, all windows open for airflow. And a nice thing they do is they fully frame out all of their windows, and they do that pretty much across all of Jayco. And I really think it's helped those pleated shades just work better, because it gives the screws something actually substantial to bite into. Now, like a lot of RVs that we feature here at Haylett RV, this is a big feature we found people really zero in on. This is just loaded with a sea of campside viewing and breeze windows, including full viewing windows in the hallway and the main entry door, both of which have their own privacy shades. Just like there's dimmer lighting above the main cabin area, there's also dimmer lighting above that dining. And this converts into what I like to call a destination dining desk, because this is mainly a couple's coach, but again, it's very capable of expanding to entertain guests for even a couple hours or a couple days. Those fold-away guest chairs, they can hide in the front closet, under the front king or queen bed, depending on how the RV is built. You could leave them at home, you could put them in the pass-through storage. They don't occupy a lot of space. There when you need them, gone when you don't. I like the padded back, actually. I think I kind of like the seating. It feels better sitting on those than some of the other ones. Now, all over this RV, you're going to find these little control switches. But you won't find two of them ever the same, because they are sensitive and they're contextual to their locale, basically. So that switch can operate all the main cabin lights, the awning lights, it can operate the lights above the dinette, etc. Whereas a switch like in the pass-through storage might operate the jacks and the awning lights. So they do different things in different areas, and even though you can, like I said, it's part of the BM Pro system. They talk to the BM Pro brain. You could always do that off your phone. They still give you buttons to push. You don't have to be touchpad reliant. If you never sync the BM Pro system to your phone, you'll never regret it, because you'll still have easy access, convenient buttons everywhere. Full Eagle that we're in gives us solid surface kitchen counters. You see that pop-up power tower there to the left of our stainless double sink that has that high-rise metallic sprayer faucet, cutting board, and roll-away drying rack. But then you see this new thing. You find this on your Full Eagles, Talon, Seismics, North Points, Pinnacles. It is a dedicated freshwater drinking system. It's actually very simple, but it makes a lot of sense. So down below here, you know, these have had a wastebasket included with them for a while. But you see now, there's the hose right there that feeds the freshwater system, and that jug. Well, it has its own 12-volt pump, so that instead of bringing along just cases and cases of bottled water, because some people don't trust drinking water at campgrounds they're not familiar with, you always have fresh drinking water on tap, separate from any other source, so it cannot be contaminated. Now, you don't have to use it. And I suppose theoretically you could actually put it down into a jug of hooch and have a hooch dispenser, but yeah, I don't believe that was really the intention of it. Maybe it might be capable. Now, over here, this is just basically a larger version of an Eagle HT Island, including that drawer right there. And once again, just a bigger version of something like, say, the 30.5 CKTS fifth wheel. This is just that kitchen on steroids. But again, it's a fifth wheel part for part match to the 321 RSTS kitchen. Now it starts above, right here next to the, Bluetooth DVD system. There's HDMI plugs on the front, so it can be like Roku stick friendly, but I wouldn't want to stick anything off the front of that because I could close the door and break it. Good news, you won't have to worry about it because they also run extra wiring back here. And if you notice, way back in that corner, there is a set of household outlets. So if you want to add satellites or Blu-rays or anything, you've got the place to put it. Great shelf space behind the TV means the TV kind of acts as a door above that electric space heating fireplace, which has a remote control, gives you some extra heat without burning up your propane. Now, above our stove top, we've also got that little pocket next to the microwave, but you can see a large pantry space. But what's cool, you see all those equidistant shelves? They are completely adjustable. Look at the silver track that exists inside that pantry. You can mount those shelves wherever you want, however you want, over here in this completely carpetless kitchen. They have extra large drawers. Drawers all the way to the floor, from counter to floor, but below the stove, even below the refrigerator, if you're looking at the RV fridge. And these are all soft closed drawers here in this kitchen, which gives it that upscale, buttery, smooth kind of feel. Now, they're very good about easy reach appliance outlets. You can see one back there. But over here, you've also got a nice little sort of appliance thing I call like a coffee corner. And above that, there's a great amount of space. Like if you got your own little coffee flavorings kind of things. Everyone, seems to have their own personal preferences and tastes, which that's fine. That's why we carry so many different RVs here at Halo RV, because everyone has different personal preferences and tastes. But there's spaces for that. Now, you see that white thing staring at us right there. It is technically a Bluetooth speaker mount, but here's how you're probably really going to use it. It's a 2-plug USB hub. It's a USB charger with some household outlets next to it. More drawer space, and they have storage to the floor edge over here. And this thing is either a massive, virtually floor-to-ceiling pantry. Again, matches a fifth wheel in terms of space, capacity, etc. Or you see how it's got the little coat hanger hooks right there. There's a little magnet and a hinge on that shelf. If you want to get that out of the way and give yourself a larger hanging space, you have the perfect place to do it. Now, quick note on our air system before we jump up into the bathroom and then the bedroom. Every one of these air vents can be turned and closed individually. Now, it's easy if you're a little bit taller like me. You might need a stool if you're a little more gravity friendly, like, say, my wife. But the fact is, you can always have that air going exactly where you want it to. Once again, we have big fifth wheel feels in a travel trailer. You can see the way that they have this bathroom arranged, it's huge. And that 7-foot ceiling, 7-foot 3-inch ceiling, even taller still. You will never have headroom issues in here. Very large shower. If you're going to be in this for an extended time, like I said, either full-time or seasonals, whatever, you'll love that easy step-in shower, the headroom, the corner seat, the sliding doors. And above that, you've also got a handy little nightlight. So if you need to use the bathroom in the wee hours, no pun intended on the wee part, you can do that. Now, there's also backlit lighting around what I call the morning mirror there. Very good if you are work camping or you're just not ready to get blasted in the eyes. If you wake up at night and you just gotta rub your face or splash some water. Now, that is a sealed edge countertop. I love that extra drawer there. Plenty of counter space as well. And then there's the dedicated cabinet space beside it. So whether it's blow dryers, shavers, there's room for towels in here, medications. It's great. Now, they use a different kind of vent fan on Eagle products. The idea here is that it's got a different sleeve over the roof cover on it so that rain can't get in. But look at the thickness. Look how tall it is inside that vent. Just like an Eagle fifth wheel, they have an extra deep, heavier insulated roof structure to give it better hot-cold camp comfort. And it's those kind. It's hard to see. Manufacturers, they say, I've seen this R52, R40 nonsense that people like to advertise in their roofing. Jayco doesn't make up false stories like that. Instead, they just build a product that actually performs. They're not relying on their marketing guys to sell the product. They're relying on the fact that they built something superior. That's why this is not the lightest weight or least expensive trailer. Things like this. Look up at those roof vents. That's an area you can see a superior quality on a Jayco product that not every brand will match. Some, but not all. And the revisions to this bedroom are awesome. We will get all into this closet, all up in its business in just a minute. But first, the optional second roof air conditioner here. That's a second 15,000 BTU air for a total cooling capacity of 30,000 BTUs. Now, this is a full depth slide, just like your main living room door side super slide. It is a deeper bed slide than is commonly used in the industry. Again, one of the reasons it's not less weight, but it provides more space for me to stand at the foot of the bed like this to get dressed, and there's extra large windows on both sides of it, which both can naturally, shut if you want extra privacy. And it's tall, because it's, a taller ceiling. It has a taller bed slide than even a fifth wheel. So there's more headroom here than even a fifth wheel Eagle would offer. Now, this is also the optional 70 by 80 king bed upgrade. There's full storage below that we'll see in a second. But as I mentioned, there's these little buttons panels all over the place. So like this one is sensitive to what's in the bedroom. I can turn on all of the lights of the RV and the main ceilings right here, or I can turn on just the hallway light if I want just to get to the bathroom and back, or I can open and close the slides. Those buttons make sense here. Now, by contrast, if I get over here and look at this one, you will find that it does not operate slides, because if you're sitting in the slide, you don't need it to open or close. But what it can do is turn on all the interior lights or all the exterior lights. If you wake up at night, you hear a funny sound, bang, turn on all your lights right there, start peeking out your windows and get a bearing of what's going on in your RV before you get surprised by, I don't know, God knows what's out there. Now, let's get into this symmetrical super closet with the unstacktastic washer dryer prep situation. So, you will see when we step outside, they increased their outside pass-through storage compartment. And you see how that's motion sense lighting in there, so the doors will, or the lights will turn on when you need them to. Well, when they raised the pass-through storage, they raised the bottom of the closet, which meant it could no longer have stackable washer dryer prep all on the right side of the RV. So what they did is they split it. If you want to use just a combo, up in here behind those cabinet panels basically is full hookups. Or what you can do is do one half of a stackable there with the other half over here. Again, I'm calling it unstacktastic. Meanwhile, if you're not into any of that, which means 98% of people, by the way, do not use washer dryer preps in their RVs. So the other 98% of you out there are just going to enjoy an incredible amount of evenly divided storage space. So there's no, I get this much, you get that much. Oh, you got the big space, I only get the little one. Everyone can have the same thing. Or, if you still choose to, you can still divvy it up how you want. Even a couple extra drawers is a nice little touch right there. It is a different way of going about a closet. I've never seen Jayco do it, but I got a feeling you're going to see more of it in the future. But as I mentioned, there is full storage below the bed here, and it is the perfect place to use. It's just like, not the everyday use kind of stuff, but like those fold-away guest chairs. I've got one of them there. Like over here, that's the 50 amp cord that comes with it. You can see how it looks tiny inside this huge like bed chest. Then directly across from the bed, of course, we have 6 more dresser drawers across from or just below the breeze window. And if you want to add a TV to your Eagle, you've got a perfect spot there. I would recommend some kind of mount that faces downward though, so it's going to be a little bit easier on your neck. But interestingly, because this trailer is so darn tall inside, you mount a TV up there that far, your head's already kind of organically looking up that direction anyway when you're on a pillow. It's already not too bad. One of the few, I would say, major updates to these Big Eagle trailers is what they did here in the front pass-through. It had a front pass-through before, but it was half this height. And what they did, like you look at it and say, oh, it's a drop frame storage just like the Eagle HTs, and it's actually not. If you look at it, this is still a straight frame coach, but what they did is really intelligent. You had all that room up in that front closet. Well, when they redesigned that closet, they realized that just created more room down here in the pass-through. It's really smart. And it brings it one step closer to that phrase that I love to use, flat deck fifth wheel, where it's just like a fifth wheel, but you know, on a travel trailer setup. Now, just like their fifth wheels, they're still doing a full double layer radiant barrier here above the pass-through. And this is right below your bed, so this is helping you sleep comfortably at night in those adverse weather conditions. Just like their fifth wheels, they have motion sense lighting on both sides of the RV. The other one's not turned on because we haven't opened that door recently. More of those little handy USB hub things right here, which I suppose you could also mount a speaker onto that most people are just never going to do. And an easy reach battery disconnect right there so that you don't have parasitic load eating your batteries alive when you're, you know, not expecting it. Now, over here by the main entry door, just like a fifth wheel, they have a taller, wider entry door for easy come and go. And you can see how it has this extra large handle. Like, that's the exact same folding handle that you'd find on a Pinnacle. And these are the exact same steps right here that you'd find on a Pinnacle luxury fifth wheel. And just like the Pinnacle, they're a self-supporting, like, zero-G type system from MORryde. You might also notice how this has dual power awnings protecting all those campsite windows right there. And we've got a beautiful morning light coming in, but if that was a hot screaming summertime light, look at the recoil on that. That's how strong that is. It'll actually recoil itself if you get it past that 50% point. So you've got massive amounts of patio awning space because you've got one awning on that super slide, then you've got another extra large awning over here, kind of past the kitchen and up through the bathroom area of the RV. It gives you tons of patio space so that you've always got room for picnic tables and all kinds of things. Magnet holdbacks on these double slam latch doors make for you know, easy ins and outs and access. And then just a handy little sprayer system and coil hose that they have with this. It's not exactly an expensive fancy thing, but good lord is it useful. Like the way that my kid always has the bubble machine going on the campsite, you know, you got to clean that stuff up. I don't want to leave that for somebody else. I try to be a considerate camper that way. But what's cool is on the flip side here, inside that docking center, just like their fifth wheels, you'll see another area that you could hook that up. So you could get a second hose or you could use it in two different places. It's just kind of a matter of whatever works for you and whatever your idea of camping tends to be. Now, kind of like that expanded front storage area there, there's another thing that they borrowed from their Eagle HT little sister. It was kind of funny because last year people would say, wait a minute, Eagle HT is the little one, why does it have bigger front storage? And why does it have this cool multi-function tongue tray that Big Eagle doesn't have? And people at Jayco went, you know, that's a really good point. And they couldn't argue with it. So, just like the HTs of yesteryear, meaning just last year, what you have here, this could be room for just a slew of batteries. It could be a spot for a small portable generator. It could be just about anything you want it to be. And it adds a chunk of weight to this RV. But once again, this is something that isn't really, they don't expect you to be towing it every weekend. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't. The structure is more than sufficient. It's built exactly like a North Point or Pinnacle fifth wheel. It's just doesn't gooseneck, basically. But it allows you all kinds of extra different flexibilities, functions, things of that nature. This still has the 2+3 warranty that all Jaycos now have. Any 2020 model has a same 2-year warranty they've always had, but they now include a 3-year structural rider that just wasn't there before. Another big update, when they expanded the pass-through storage, it also created room for this fully enclosed docking center, which, again, flat deck fifth wheel feature right here. And, you know, the same galvanized rolled steel enclosure that you find on a lot of their other fifth wheels. Now, remember those little touchpad things that we saw inside? There's different things you can do with these, and you can see these little guys right here, how you can extend, retract your stabilizer jacks. You might be wondering, why do these look exactly the same? Well, that's because they each control a different set of jacks, and these things have to be a minimum of 4 buttons, so they said, why not? Let's just go ahead and put the awning lights on them too while we're at it right here. Now, if I take a knee, you're going to see the power stabilizer jacks that I just mentioned. There are different options in terms of your stabilization and leveling systems available on this floor plan, so keep in mind what we are looking at here. As Harry Carey would say, might be, could be, it is different from what we have in stock here. But you do see it is fully enclosed. I gotta work on that impression. I'll work that on my own time.
you've got a fully enclosed, heated, insulated docking station and underbelly right here. These are and have been 0 to 100 degree rated for extended season use, seasonal camping, hot, cold, etc. rated. Now you've got full storage under the bed that we saw, but what I like is how it's completely segregated from this outside compartment that exists under the headboard of the master bed area. They've done a really good job of kind of breaking that up. And just like the Big Eagle fifth wheels, we are riding on Goodyear Endurance radials. That is a best-in-class thing right there. The only American-sourced tire available in the towable RV industry, and you'll find that it has the exact same MORryde rubber shock dampening system, again, as something like a 16,000 pound Jayco Pinnacle fifth wheel. Because even though this isn't really intended to be towed a lot, the fact is, you're going to have to tow it at some point. Someone's going to have to tow it, and you're going to want to enjoy the trip there. And that brings up a good topic. You know, what kind of truck do you need? I mean, you're talking minimum 3/4 ton here. Absolutely. I mean, this is a hoss. This thing is a heavy girl. But here's the cool thing. You don't need a tow vehicle. These tend to be destination use trailers. You get a good look at our light post here at Haylett RV. These tend to be destination use trailers. So if you want, instead of a monthly truck payment, what we can do is arrange the RV to be delivered to your destination of preference one time and save you a ton of truck payments. So if you just have a car, an SUV, you don't have to have a big truck. Give us a call. We'll help get it to the destination for you. Down below here, you see that we have a 2-inch accessory receiver hitch. The fifth wheels would have a towing hitch, but very rarely are you allowed to tow doubles behind a trailer. Plus, this thing is long. It is long, and they don't want you getting into total length problems. Now, look at those taillights. You see little white light elements, and you'll see another one of those above the backup camera prep. And then you see that these have extra upper clearance lights. That's because this enjoys the J-Smart lighting system, which stands for signals, markers, and reverse travel. So if you want to be able to see what you're doing when you're backing up, whether you have a spotter or a backup camera, and if you want other drivers on the road to know when you're changing lanes with this big long beauty, maybe you should be looking at an Eagle, because they include the lighting systems you're going to want and need to make that happen. And again, having all those door side windows just giving you an amazing look at your destination, and they all open for airflow. Those are things that I think 10 out of 10 people are going to enjoy. And just like the big 321 RSTS fifth wheel, we've got our Magnum Truss roof system, rated for at least 50% more weight up here than anybody else building trailers like this. There is roof solar prep. That would be the plug right up there, and you can see that you just have a huge, like, custom canvas space. If you want to go solar crazy up here, you can. The black tank chimney pipe has like an inverted airfoil kind of mushroom head on it. What that does basically is promote better airflow so you don't get black tank odors funneling back into your RV. Our bathroom vent prevents rain from flushing or flushing down into there. So if you want to use your power vent even in the rain, you can. That black bucket is a Winegard Air 360 Plus antenna system. As it stands, it's your TV antenna. But what is cool about it is if you want, there's a little thing you can plug into it, a little upgrade module that can give you LTE signal that you just subscribe to basically have mobile data access in your RV. And once again, that second optional air conditioner we're looking at right there, remember, it's a 15,000 BTU, so you have 30,000 BTUs of cooling power in this thing. I don't care where you live, I don't care how hot it is, you're gonna be comfortable in this Eagle with that kind of cooling power. So, if you appreciate the effort, climbing on tops of roofs and things like this all day, every day, give our team here at Haylett RV a call and give us the fair opportunity to earn your business. We've only got about 500 some odd RVs in stock at any given point. We are Michigan's largest independent RV dealer, and you will find the only thing we don't do is hidden dealer fees. We do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.